Hello and welcome to the Talking Texas Rangers podcast. I'm your host, Larry Lease. Today, we're going to dive into the latest headlines from around Globe Life Field. But first, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Game Time. You're looking for the best place to buy Texas Ranger tickets or Dallas Cowboys tickets or any sporting event tickets, you want to check out Game Time. Game Time is where I get my tickets, even at last minute, for great prices. And if you want great customer service, check out Game Time. Game Time ensures you have the tickets you ordered by the time you reach Globe Life Field's gates. I've never had an issue with any of those tickets with Game Time at any time when I bought my tickets. So check them out today. The link is in the description. And if you use that link, you can actually help support the show financially when you buy those tickets through that link. But now let's dive into today's first topic. And of course, we got to offer up our who's hot, who's not. This was an action-packed week for one Texas Rangers prospect who got called up due to injuries. Josh Smith was the main MVP, getting called up for Round Rock for the beginning of the homestand against the Tampa Bay Rays. Tim Huff also created a highlight for himself by smacking a 435-foot home run on Wednesday night. That ball traveled so fast that they started playing the natural before the ball went over the wall. No, really. The Rangers were able to take 3 out of 4 games in Oakland against Athletics before returning home Monday to start their homestand by splitting a 4-game series with the Tampa Bay Rays. So let's start off with the man of the week, Josh Smith, and boy did he make things interesting for the Rangers. It only took 3 pitches for him to get his first ever big league hit Monday against the Rays. He continued making milestones by getting his first ever stolen base in the big leagues in Tuesday's game, and his wife was loving every minute of it. The reason why I say he makes things interesting is Josh Jung also plays third base. The Rangers want to keep waiting for Jung to be fully healthy, or do they maybe trade Andy Ibanez? It's a decision that's creeping up on the Rangers, and Josh Smith's performance this week is going to make it hard. Next up, Eli White. I got to talk about the guy that tried to steal the spotlight away from Josh Smith. Eli White made everybody's jaw drop to the ground when he stole a home run away from the Rays. Glenn Otto probably gave him some money for dinner afterward for saving his behind. That was a Jake Odinger-approved robbery to keep it scoreless in the first inning. Yeah, it was Dallas Stars night. White then followed up his robbery with a 2-run moonshot to dead center. It was the Eli White and Josh Smith show in Arlington. And then next up, we got some great pitchers we got to acknowledge. Jack Leiter, John Gray, and Martin Perez. These 3 just had a flat-out good week pitching. 2 of them combined for 20 strikeouts this week. 8 for Leiter in 5 innings, and 12 for Gray in 7 innings. Martin Perez also had a good outing that basically cemented Pitcher of the Month for May, if the voters aren't stupid when casting their ballots. Overall, it was a great week of pitching all around for the Texas Rangers. But sadly, we got to go to who's not hot. I know you don't want to address that, but hey, you got to talk about it. So this time we got Zach Rex. I could add Marcus Semien on here as well, but he homered in the final game of the Rays season. Rex is the only one who deserves to be on the list this week for what he did Wednesday night. So here was the scenario. Bottom of the 10th, bases were loaded with 2 outs. The pitcher kept trying to get Rex to swing at outside pitches. When it was 2-0 in the count, Rex bit on the 3rd pitch and popped out to end the inning. He has to have better plate discipline, as he could have won the game if he ignored that pitch instead of being super aggressive down in the hitter's count. So the Rangers' current schedule right now is an away game from June 6th to the 8th against the Cleveland Guardians. And now, let us know in the comment section below, of course. Is there anybody we missed that should be on the hot list? Or anybody on the who's not hot list that you think should be on there? And with these great performances over the past week, we're going to look at 3 Rangers who have increased their trade value. Since May, the Texas Rangers have been playing a better brand of baseball. We've entered the month of June, and the team hovers around 500, which is more than could have been said about the Rangers at this point last season. Can Texas keep playing at this level the rest of the way? They certainly can, given their talent level. Playing roughly 500 ball isn't going to make a postseason contender, though the American League hasn't exactly been a juggernaut either, minus the New York Yankees. Still counting on the Rangers to make a serious play at October baseball is a fool's errand in all likelihood. Should the Rangers continue at their current pace, their best bet is to stand pat at the trade deadline this summer. But in the event things go south, here are a few veterans that can make for attractive bait in negotiations. Number 1, Cole Calhoun. It's funny how quick things change even during a season. At one point, Cole Calhoun was struggling mightily, and Rangers fans were calling for his release as the team struggled to get much of anything going. Now, though, he's the team's hottest hitter with a .799 OPS and 7 home runs and 143 at-bats this season. Considering where he was not long ago, we'll happily take Calhoun's production and hope that he can continue to hit at or near this clip come the rest of June and July. If he does, and the Rangers fall off, that would make him a prime candidate on his cheap one-year deal. And now on to number 2, Martin Perez. His ERA stands at 1.60 at the time of this episode, which leads not only the American League, but all of Major League Baseball. Martin Perez has been elite for the Texas Rangers in 2022. He's a near lock to make the All-Star team representing the Rangers in LA this summer. Perez is yet another veteran whom the Texas Rangers have managed to resurrect later in his career. And with his similarly cheap one-year deal for 2022, he could also become attractive trade bait should the team fall south in the summer months. And finally, at number 3 is Mitch Garver. Would the Texas Rangers trade away a backstop they acquired this past February? One who is known for his bat? There's no reason why they couldn't. While Mitch Garver has been heating up his last 15 games with 5 home runs and a .649 slugging percentage, the emergences of Jonah Heim and Sam Huff during the month of May have made it difficult to give Garver starts behind the dish. Heim and Huff are younger than Garver and are also viewed as a catcher for the Texas Rangers, which makes it hard to believe the latter is here for much longer, even if that wasn't a scenario that was obvious at the beginning of the season. Garver is known for his offense, as mentioned above, and a contending team in need of a bat-first backstop could find the 31-year-old appealing as a trade target come August 2nd. If he keeps hitting at his current rate, the Rangers may not even have to fall out of the playoff race to deem Garver worthy of being traded this summer. Let us know in the comment section below, who do you think would be traded this go around? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, hit that like button if you like our video. Subscribe to the channel for more Texas Rangers content. And hit the bell notification button to be notified of future episodes. And with that, we go on to our next topic. The Rangers are in the playoff hunt as June begins. Last Tuesday, the Texas Rangers played the Tampa Bay Rays at Globe Life Field in the final game of May, capping off a 17-10 month of May, their winningest month since 2019. The Rangers defeated Tampa 3-0 in that game. With the win, the Rangers improved to 24-24 and got to 500 for the first time this season. The win also improved the Rangers' odds at securing one of the 3 wildcard spots in the AL, as they got within 2 games. Now they enter the month of June in as good of a position as they've been in some time. Texas, which started this season absolutely slow, is now starting to turn the corner as they are playing good baseball. Many people predicted the Rangers to finish near the bottom of baseball once again this season, albeit improved, and the sluggish start only reaffirmed those suspicions. Now, though, they're flirting with the playoff spot. It remains to be seen if the Rangers can sustain this success into the summer, but it's at least encouraging that the team found themselves right in the thick of it in June, which is more than they could say last year. Players like Martin Perez, Cole Calhoun, Sam Huff, and others have stepped up, giving the Rangers a boost. Their positive run differential is a sign of good baseball being played, but despite the improved play, the odds still go against Texas making the playoffs. The key is not to be dismayed. Remember, the Rangers are still in their rebuilding process. Still, you can see this team making real progress at the big league level, while also having plenty of young prospects in their farm system that will come up soon. We're still relatively early in the season, but the fact that the Rangers are at 500 to begin the month of June is making the rest of the season worth keeping an eye on, especially as they've done so against one of the hardest schedules in baseball to this point. We're not saying this team is playoff bound by any stretch, but cautious optimism as we've entered the summer baseball months. We'll allow it. And as we and now we'd like to dive into our next topic. The Rangers are looking at a certain high school shortstop for the 2022 draft. High school talent reigns supreme at the top of the 2022 MLB draft. In a draft that's already filled with tons of high school talent with famous fathers, another possible round selection has emerged for the Texas Rangers. And it's none other than the son of former 7-time All-Star left fielder Matt Holliday, who, albeit, is a sort of a foe to Rangers fans as he was on the 2011 World Series champion St. Louis Cardinals. Jackson Holliday, however, unlike his outfielder dad, is a shortstop out of Stillwater, Oklahoma, and has generated massive buzz recently. He put up a .685 batting average, 17 homers, 30 stolen bases, and drove in 79 runs in just 40 games this season. With supremely high MLB pedigree, Holliday didn't take long to fix the issues that were plaguing him last summer, as he was allowing his swing to get too long and was focusing too much on hitting the long ball. With the noted improvements in the impressive stat lines, nobody is doubting Jackson anymore. Holliday has shot up draft boards as he is ranked at the number 3 draft prospect on MLB.com and has been mocked as high as the first overall selection to the Orioles. He's also been mocked to the Rangers by the Athletic's Keith Law, as you can see over at the Athletic. With Holliday soaring up the boards and other big names like Drew Jones, Elijah Green, Tamar Johnson, all having the possibility of being there at 3 as well, it will be hard for the Texas Rangers to make a bad decision, as all of these guys have strong MLB profiles. So whoever the selection is at pick number 3, be sure to keep your eyes open, Rangers fans, as the draft is right around the corner. You'll likely be seeing one of these high school phenoms listed in the many Texas Rangers top prospects list shortly after being drafted, as they're in prime position to draft someone with huge potential. Let us know in the comment section below, who do you think the Rangers need to draft in the upcoming draft? Is there a certain player that we should be watching? Someone worth mentioning? Let us know in the comment section below. As always, if you have a comment for the show, if you want to contact the show, you can find us on Twitter at TalkingTXRangers. Let us know your thoughts on the show. And of course, if you want to support the show, you can buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com/TTRangers. That's buymeacoffee.com/TTRangers. As always, thank you so much for watching and listening. We will see you next time.